Welcome to this how-to, integrating Azure NetApp Files Object REST API with Azure Databricks. My name is Thomas Willingham, Technical Marketing Engineer for Azure NetApp Files, and joining me is Ashutosh Panda, also a Technical Marketing Engineer. In this video, I'll walk through how to integrate Azure NetApp Files Object REST API with Azure Databricks to enable secure, high-performance analytics on your enterprise data without moving or duplicating it. This integration uses Azure NetApp Files S3 compatible Object REST API to give Databricks real-time access to your data, accelerating AI and analytics pipelines. Before you start, you will need to set up the following items: register the Microsoft.NetApp resource provider, create a NetApp account, add a capacity pool, and add an NFS volume. You can review the quick start for additional information. Start by creating a self-signed certificate. When creating the certificate, ensure the content type is set to PEM or PKCS number 12 if that is applicable to your environment. The subject field is set to CN equals and then the IP address or fully qualified domain name of your Azure NetApp Files endpoint. The DNS names entry specifies the IP address or FQDN of the endpoint. After the certificate is created, download it to be uploaded when creating your bucket. You can review Configure Object REST API in Azure NetApp Files for more information. Next, you will create a bucket in Azure NetApp Files. This will enable your data to be accessible via S3 compatible Object REST API. In the Buckets blade, select Create Bucket, and then provide the required fields: name, path, user ID and group ID. You can use the same values such as 101, and then permissions, read or read-write. If this is the first bucket on a given endpoint, you'll need to upload the certificate you created earlier. This is required for secure Object REST API access and is described in the official configuration workflow. Once a bucket is created, choose Generate Keys, then copy the access key and secret access key, saving in a secure location for later use. Next, you'll want to copy your data to the newly created bucket. On a Linux VM, run a sudo mount command to mount the NFS volume, backed by Azure NetApp Files. Then copy the data to the NFS volume. Your enterprise data is now available as S3 compatible objects ready to be accessed by Databricks. Now, let's switch to Azure Databricks. Before you connect, ensure you have an Object REST API enabled Azure NetApp File volume, an active Azure Databricks workspace. Databricks requires an init script to validate the SSL certificate presented by the Object REST API endpoint. In Databricks, go to Workspace, Create, File. Paste the script to load the certificate following the guidance in the Databricks integration documentation. Copy your certificate information into the init.sh file. Review Connect Azure Databricks to an Azure NetApp Files Object REST API enabled volume for more information on creating the init script. After you create the init.sh file, you'll need to add the path to the script when creating your compute cluster. To create a new instance, go to Compute, Create Compute menu, configure the options you want. Under Advanced Options, select Init Scripts to add the path to your init.sh. Click Add and then click Create. After the cluster starts, the logs will confirm whether the certificate was installed correctly. This step ensures Databricks can access the Object REST API securely. With the compute environment configured and the certificate installed, you can now connect Databricks to your Object REST API bucket. The next step is to create a Databricks notebook. Add the Spark configuration pointing to your Object REST API endpoint, including the access key, secret key, and the Object REST API endpoint URL. This setup enables seamless integration between Databricks and Azure NetApp Files Object REST API. Rather than entering credentials directly into notebooks, you can securely store credentials using secrets and reference them in your notebooks and jobs. This approach enhances security and simplifies credential management. Now, validate the enterprise data originally mounted on the virtual machine. This step confirms connectivity and data availability, ensuring your analytics workflows are powered by real-time, secure data access. Run a command to list the objects, validate your endpoints, or read a sample file. This confirms connectivity, bucket access, and real-time data availability for analytics. Finally, run your analytics workload, for example, a medical dataset model. Your notebook should return immediate results such as patient demographics, age distribution, aggregations, and transformations. This demonstrates end-to-end integration. Secure low latency analytics directly on your Azure NetApp Files hosted enterprise data with no data movement. And that's how you integrate Azure NetApp Files Object REST API with Azure Databricks. This workflow gives you real-time access to enterprise data, zero data movement, faster AI and analytics pipelines, secure, compliant operations. For more information, use the link provided or scan the QR code on the screen. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more how-to videos.